Hi everyone, welcome back to True Fan Forum. Now, over the weekend, I had a chance to see Stephen King's latest movie adaptation, It. And let me tell you, folks, it is so good. Oh, a fantastic movie. Probably one of the best horror movies to come out in recent years. And you know what? I'm willing to say probably one of the best movie adaptations of Stephen King's work ever. And if you're a Stephen King fan like me, you know that there have been a lot of adaptations of his work. Whether they're movies, TV miniseries, or TV or full-on TV series. I'm not sure if that's the right phrase. Anyway, there have been a lot of them. Some really good, others not so much. But I really feel comfortable saying it, or this version of it, is probably one of the best adaptations ever. Now, before I get to my comments on this movie, I feel like I really have to take some time to discuss the structure of the movie and the fact that the movie that came out this weekend, is actually the first of two movies. Which is completely understandable, and I really agree with this, since if you're familiar with the book, is a very, very long story that focuses on the characters when they're children and later on when they're adults. I mean, if I remember correctly, because I have read the book, it is about 1,080 pages long. Which, believe me, isn't. It's a good book, but once you get done reading it, you feel like you've accomplished something just because it's so long. And because of its length, I just feel like they couldn't make it one movie. At least, not make a good movie. Because in order to make one movie, you would have to just chop apart the story so much they would just lose its feel and its meaning and just become this sort of slapped together abomination that would just really it would just be bad, let me tell you that. So I agree with making this two movies and really taking time and exploring the characters and exploring the story. Just let the story be what it is and really focus on the meaning and the great moments of the book that make it such a fantastic novel. So again, have no complaints with this being two movies. Well, actually, I have one complaint about this being two movies, in that after seeing the first one, I just can't wait for the second one. Oh, I want it to come out. I want it to come out soon. Oh, if it comes out next September, it's gonna kill me. It's just like no, 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 no. I want it. I want it. I want it soon. I don't want it to be slapped together. I want them to take their time and make it a good movie, but I want the sequel badly. Okay, that's it about the movie and the structure. Now, let me talk about some of the comments on some of the aspects of the movie. Now, I always try to be careful when I make a review of a new movie to really avoid spoilers, so that people who haven't seen it don't really feel cheated or whatever. And for me, when it comes to horror movies, being spoiler free is really essential. Because to me, one of the great aspects, one of the most essential aspects of a horror movie is the element of surprise, of not knowing what's going to happen, of not knowing when the villain, the monster, the psycho, or whatever, pops out from behind, the corner or out of the shadows and scares you. You need that element of surprise and not knowing what's going to happen to really get into the movie and allow yourself to be scared. So that being said, I'm not going to go too much into the plot. Again, to avoid spoilers, I'm gonna be nice to you and avoid all of that so you can go into the movie and be fresh and really let yourself get into it. Now, one thing I do feel comfortable talking about is the casting. Now, first of all, let me tell you about the kids cast in this movie. They're fantastic. I mean, they are an amazing bunch of young actors that did just an amazing job in this movie. Because again, since this movie focuses on the kids to such a high degree, that they really carry the movie. And I have to tell you, they did a fantastic job of embodying the characters and really focusing on what makes each character unique and special. And what I can't tell you, there was never a false moment. There was never a point where I go, ooh, that doesn't sound good. No. These kids were spot on every second of the movie, and they really held together. They made this movie what it is. So I can't say much. So just a unlimited kudos to the young cast of this movie. They were just simply mwah, fantastic. I tell you, and I would love to see more of these kids in future projects because they could very well be the next really great actors. I mean, just fantastic. Let me see. So there's that. I mean, and again, I guess I said before, this movie focuses onto the kids in such a high degree to the point where the adults are really almost background. I mean, they really don't do much, you know. And again, that kind of ties in with the book because in the book the kids are on their own. It's all about them. There's no adult they can go to for help or to kind of get advice or anything. So they're on their own as they battle this evil entity, this thing, this it. So again, they capture that in the movie perfectly. Because in the movie, the adults are either, again, their background. They're either completely useless, or in a few cases, they're part of the kid's own personal problems. In one particular instance, one character, oh boy, that if you're familiar with the book or you've seen the movie, you probably know the parent I'm talking about. Oh, so bad, such horrible parent. And again, it ties into the book separately, and it ties into the book, perfectly, because in the book, the kids find out the adults are basically useless. And if I remember correctly from reading some reviews of the book or reading the critique of it, is apparently it's because Pennywise, the creature, has done something to the adults of Derry that sort of make them either sort of forget the horrors of what's happened or sort of just sort of they don't care. They're numb to it all, which is probably the only reason it was able to do what it's done for so long. Because it has basically been terrorizing Derry since the town was founded, and probably long before that. And the only way you could actually do that is by sort of creating a sense of apathy, a sense of uncaring, apathy towards the adults, or else adults gonna have to look around and say, okay, there is something seriously wrong with this town, right? A town of our size should not have all these kids going missing so much and all these other horrible events that have happened. What is wrong with where we live? We need to move. And that'd be bad for Pennywise because that would mean its food source would move away. So whatever effect it's had on parents has made them apathetic and useless. So again, bottom line is the kids are on their own, which is really strong. And I'll say this for this movie. If you think this movie's gonna hold back on the kind of danger it puts the kids on because they're kids, and a lot of horror movies sort of shy away from putting kids in that much danger. Oh, the kids are in as much danger as any other person, any other horror movie ever. To the point where it's like, they did that to the kid. Oh, that's not right. Oh, that's not right. But again, this movie does not shy away from putting these kids in mortal danger. And there's one scene in particular I'm thinking of where, and you'll see it, and you'll know it, where you just watch it and go, okay, I'm disturbed. Yike. So again, this movie does not shy away from things, and there's a reason it's rated R, believe me. Okay, so again, that's enough about the kids. Another thing I want to talk about is Bill Skarsgård, I believe that's his name, who plays Pennywise. Now, I'm going to do a lot talking about Pennywise in general because that's probably the most iconic elements of the book or the miniseries is Pennywise the Dancing Clown, made famous by the great Tim Curry. And really, I think it's safe to say that Pennywise is probably one of Tim Curry's most iconic roles, one of his most beloved roles. So stepping into this role is probably a lot of trepidation because you're going to have a lot of people who are fans of the miniseries, or at least fans of Tim Curry and his portrayal of Pennywise, looking at it and judging, going, well, he's not like this, he's not like that. Oh, he's not like Tim Curry's performance at all. And to me, I kind of feel that's wrong when you take an actor who's in such who's doing a role that has been done before and in such famous ways. It's like the Joker, you know. Every time there's a new Joker, everybody immediately looks at it and compares him to other Jokers from the past, and particularly their favorite Jokers like Jack Nicholson, Heath Ledger, Cesar Romero. You know, to me, I don't like to do that. When I watch a movie and there's a character that's been done before, I really want to focus on that particular character and that what that particular actor does and brings to that character to make it its own unique performance. And I'll say this though, so focusing on that and just there's time for comparisons and contrasting and all that later on. But really, when I went to this movie, I just focused on what Mr. Skarsgård does himself and what does he do to make his version of Pennywise unique. And I gotta tell you, he does a fantastic job of making it his own character without trying to go and like say, okay, I'm gonna do a Tim Curry impression. No, he makes it his own. He avoids that pitfall, and I applaud him for it. Now again, I don't want to give too much away of his performance for fear of ruining it and ruining the effect for new audience members. But let me just tell you, it's amazing. It is a creepy take on the character. It's unique. It's his own version of it, and it's good. It is just, ooh, it I was watching it just. There were points where I'm just watching the movie, just watching his performance, just going, oh, oh, that is good. Oh, that is creepy. Yes, good. Oh. So again, this is very much his own interpretation of the character, completely divorced from any sort of, homage, reference, whatever to Tim Curry, which I like. I applaud him for that. And really, his performance fits with the whole tone of the movie. Now, one thing else I feel like I want to talk about in terms of Pennywise is the look. Now, again, anyone who's familiar with this miniseries knows what Pennywise looks like. We're all familiar with, well, this. There we go. We're all familiar with this look. And again, this look, I think, works for what they were doing in the miniseries. And it's a very interesting that it's a very, well, basically a basic clown look. It's very bright. It's very bright colors. It's the bagginess. The white grease paint and everything. It looks like, your average clown. So you would see probably walking around doing kids parties at that time. So again, nothing wrong with it. It's a good look. It's definitely one of the most iconic looks in horror clowndom. That's a thing. Yeah. Now what I liked about the new Pennywise is that they really decided to go a different direction. And they made it look like this. Again, I like this version of Pennywise because it's very different. It's very much its own look, its own entity that makes it fit in with this movie. Now, what I really like is just how the monochromatic feel of the costume, because it seems to be just the same basic color hues. There's not a lot of differences, which is good. And it's got a very faded look to it, which is good because the whole overall look of this new Pennywise costume is one of age, of sort of, it's got all these elements of so much different time periods, which really the designers were going for. They wanted to give hints and to sort of recognize that Pennywise, the It, has been around for a long, long time. So I think by going for a more archaic look, it really does give that sense of age, along with the very faded, almost just washed out color palette that helps, again, another hint of age. Another thing I like that since the colors are so faded, it really helps the really bright elements of the costume pop and really be more distinctive. The pom poms, the hair, the facial makeup. It just draws the eye and gives it a more chilling effect because it stands out in such sharp contrast to the rest of his look. And really, I kind of felt like the red and everything. It kind of looked like, I just kept thinking of blood. of just sort of like maybe he painted his costume and he's almost in the blood of his victims, which again really adds to the creepiness of the character. So I really like this costume, this whole look of Pennywise, because it has that wonderful feeling of age, of like this thing that has been around for such a long time, and it's borrowed from whatever periods it's been in, and again, just it's a wonderful look. Great, great respect to the costume designers for really making this creature just its own unique thing. And another aspect I want to talk about that's kind of if it is the look of the film. And I gotta tell you, it's beautiful. I mean, the cinematography in this movie is just wonderful. It's vibrant and it's got this just mm, feel to it. Just it draws your eye and it just doesn't let you go. And it's just wonderful camera work, wonderful way of drawing the attention and building up tension and building up, the creepiness of it until finally, it pops. Oh, wonderful. And, even though there's a lot of creepy, scary moments in it, I find myself laughing a lot because there's just a lot of wonderful, funny moments, mostly due to Richie and his just one-liners. And I gotta tell you again, the kid who played Richie did an amazing job because his one-liners are just he's just fantastic. It's just like boom, 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 rapid fire. Just you can really tell this guy's just a wisecracker. It was just I loved his performance in that. Great job. I love the comedic aspects of it because it does help. It does help alleviate the terror. It gives you low moments to relax. And sometimes what I thought was interesting, it's like you'll have a funny moment, like immediately followed by a scary. It's like sometimes like I don't what was that? Oh. So again, I mean, and what not just the one-liners, just the kids, the rare moments when they were just kids and goofy and just it was helped them to contrast. I love the idea of giving them moments when they're just kids, which is a great contrast because there's so much in the movie they really have to sort of be adults and handle this thing and face all these dangers. So I love that. There's a wonderful feel of friendship and bonding that goes on in the movie that just really draws the cast together. They've got just an amazing chemistry. And again, that's another important aspect of the book is that these kids have such a strong bond. Not just when they're facing, Pennywise, but just in terms of life in general. I think they call themselves the Losers Club because that's kind of what they are. They're not the popular kids. They're not they're not kids with a lot of friends. For one reason or the other, they're kind of alone, and they find themselves and they just bring themselves together and they have this bond that really helps them get through everything they're faced with, both in terms of it and just life in general. Fantastic. I love that sense of it. I did. Stephen King, because remember, Stephen King wrote Stand By Me. So he can write this wonderful idea of these kids banding together and creating these lifelong bonds. So just, again, wonderful. Yeah, I guess I covered it, Sum it all up, the cast, the kids were just absolutely wonderful. Fantastic group of young actors. Mr. Skarsgård did a fantastic job of making Pennywise his own unique character. Extremely creepy. The cinematography was great. Beautifully shot. Ooh, wonderful special effects. Really helped to make this movie creepy. And really just, did a great job. Love the heart of it. Love the comedy. Love the terror of it. It's a fantastic movie. And I gotta tell you, at 2 hours and 15 minutes long, it didn't feel that way. It was just so smooth and captivating that it just felt wonderful. It didn't lag. There was no lagging. There was no missing beats. It was just fantastic. A smooth movie. A wonderful experience. I was in my seat just going, just fantastic experience. I can't recommend it enough. If you want a good horror movie, go see this version of it. It is simply fantastic, and I will say it one more time, probably one of the best Stephen King adaptations ever. And I personally can't wait for the second movie. I really, really hope that they just keep going, they keep the feel, they keep the look, they just keep this thing going, and just really make the sequel, you know, I just really, I have high hopes for this movie, for these movies. I think they could be wonderful. So I really hope that the second movie has everything attached, has everything that this first movie had. The beauty of the cinematography, the laughs, the camaraderie, the chills. They've got a great way to start. So please, makers of the It movies, don't mess up. You made a wonderful first movie. I have high hopes for the second movie. You could make a fantastic movie if you just focus on what you did right in this movie, which is pretty much everything. So again, that's it. That's all I have to say. I love this movie. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. And who knows, maybe next time we can all float together. Yes, we all float. We all float.